Alright, what's up guys? I'm back with another what if. Now, I know I know on the screen it has Kratos, right? And you're thinking like, yo, how is this gonna work out? How are you gonna put like a nerd with a god? But alright, it's gonna work out, it's gonna work out. So uh we'll just get into it, alright? So Deku's quirk is like okay, well, first of all, Deku isn't Kratos. Like, he's not the actual God of War. Okay, he's just a normal dude with like a quirk. Then again, like he is kind of like Kratos, but okay, that's I just wanted to get that out. So Deku's quirk is it's called Warrior Spirit, which it sounds pretty alright. And basically what it does, it gives him super strength, which is All Might's level, and it gives him super endurance, which like makes him run basically an entire day without a drop of sweat. And I'm gonna give him battle instincts, which means like he knows how and who to fight. And I'm gonna give him I'm gonna give him godly regeneration because in God of War 4, I mean he did like regenerate instantly, but Deku ain't gonna use it that much because that's his pride's gonna get in the way. And for the last part of his quirk, actually no, not the last part, but I'm gonna give him Spartan Rage because why not, bro? It's an enhancement quirk basically. So like, it's multiple. Deku doesn't have multiple quirks. It's just multiple abilities. So there's Spartan Rage, and the last part of his quirk, I don't know why, but I mean like it wouldn't make sense without him. So I'm gonna give him the Blades of Chaos, but the God of War 4 version. So when Deku's basically merged. Like I'll describe like the Blades of Chaos later on, but Deku is like a merge of Kratos from God of War 3 and 4 because he isn't looking for revenge yet, but he is more built like Kratos in God of War 3 because God of War 4, bro, that's All Might built. So I don't know, but when Deku was born, he had like the red tattoo and the chains were there, but the blades weren't because like the blades would later show up, like they would later appear. But I'm only doing that just so Inko wouldn't die yet. So I you don't want that would suck. Like even with the chains, bro, that would suck. But yeah, so Deku, bro, he got the Blades of Olympus. I mean, not the what the heck, bro? That's a completely different weapon. But Deku already has the Blades of Chaos. So Deku already knows how to use the blades even as an infant because why not? So he doesn't need to like train with it. But Deku before kindergarten was more serious than other kids and was always like more confident than others while always training for a battle that would like never happen. So he was basically like training as if he were a little like little I can't speak, but as if he was a Spartan. So he didn't really care for friends and all that. But yeah, he just trained for no reason at all. And his mom wondered why, but assumed it was from him watching All Might. And she didn't assume too much and just like base it off of his quirk. Because he was of course born with his quirk, but just having the name Warrior Spirit, like she just dealt with it. So when kindergarten, I think was it kindergarten or preschool? I always mean to look it up, but I don't actually do it. So when kindergarten started, Deku was the first one to say like, "Yo, like I'm Izuku, and I'm gonna be the next number one hero." So everyone just stared, like every single kid, like they stared at Deku with like a confused look, mainly because of his blades. Because at this point, like Deku has his blades on his back, which is cool. At first, they were like, "Yo, you can't have that," but then like they later find out like they are attached to him, like the chains are attached to his like arms, just like how in the first God of War is. So they're like, "Shoot, well, just don't cut anybody with it." So he already looks like a beast. He's not at God tier level yet, but he looks like a beast. Because right now, I'm gonna say the only quirk that Deku has is the blades. Like that's the only ability that he has right now. Like he hasn't manifested the other like abilities of his quirk. So yeah. Where was I at? So yeah, everyone's like looking because of his blades. But Bakugo spoke up and said like, "Yo, you ain't gonna be number one because I'm gonna be number one." And to Deku, dude, those words were fighting words, bro. So the teachers seen Deku's reaction to that and quickly told him to sit down before he did something bad. But after a time skip, because why not? Deku's quirk was even stronger. Like he got the rest of his abilities. So he got like the battle instinct, he got the super strength, he got the endurance, he got Spartan Rage and healing, bro. Like he was basically to everyone else, he was like, yo. But when he came into school, like after the teachers find out, like, bro, the teachers already knew. They were kind of scared of the name, like even more. Like at first, like when he only had the blades, bro, like they were scared of it, but now they're even more scared. So Deku just told everyone about his quirk and what it did because they just wouldn't stop asking questions, even before, like with his blades. So everyone said it was like All Might's power, but with multiple quirks. So, Bakugo was the most interested and said he was going to have a quirk better than his, which Deku quickly shut that boy down because he was saying like if it were good, they would have to fight again. So, because honestly, Deku and Bakugo, like, dude, they always fought. But Deku never used his blades because, yo, like, he ain't stupid. So, when they got in trouble for their fights, they said they would agree on it, and it happened so often that Inko and Mitsuki they just became friends because, like, yo, they nah, it just happened so often. They're like, well, might as well, right? So a few days later, I'm gonna say Bakugo got his quirk, and the teachers instantly knew because they seen that it was explosion, and they knew they had to send Deku and Bakugo home for the day because yo, they were like, nah, we ain't trying to deal with that. We don't get paid enough for this. So Inko and Mitsuki, bro, they just like went over. I'm gonna say Inko and Deku, they went over to Mitsuki's house because it's bigger, and they both knew it would happen eventually, so they just let them fight in the backyard and let it like get it over with. So, I'm pretty sure he, YouTube wouldn't like it if like little kids fought. So I'm gonna just skip to middle school. So middle school came and Deku was the strongest in the entire school because Kratos, God. So yeah, okay, I need to calm down. Let's see. So Deku's the strongest, and Bakugo was the second strongest, trying to catch up to Deku, but bro, he ain't strong enough. And Deku has All Might's power, like All Might's strength level, and he's built like Kratos from God of War 3, bro. Like, nah, you ain't gonna be strong enough yet. But Deku tries like at this point, Deku's trying to like make his attitude more tone, but he still has like the urge to fight, and he doesn't know why, but he just like blames it on his quirk since he literally has the warrior spirit. And he trains all the time. Like, yo, like there's no like bro, he got that hustle, but everyone knows about Deku and knows not to get on his bad side because bro, like if he gets angry and you're on your bad side and you're on his bad side, like bro, nah, you're done. Like you're dead. So the school has seen him go into Spartan Rage before, and bro, when that happened, they had a feeling of like terror, and they thought honestly they thought that they were gonna die just hearing his war cry because as soon as he does his war cry, oof, just oof, bro. But Deku like tries to control it, and he doesn't harm anyone unless it's a fight because he does want to be the number one hero. So no one knows the full like extent of Deku's power except for Bakugo. And Deku admitted to Bakugo already that like he holds back in all their fights. So Bakugo like yells at Deku. I'm gonna say like this is kind of like a brief flashback, So Bakugo just yells at Deku to go all out, and then when Deku did for the first time, like when he did his full on punch as hard as he could, Bakugo went night night, and he had to go to the hospital, and then Inko had to pay for it. So after that, bro, like ever since then, Bakugo has been, bro, he's been trying to get on par with Deku, but it's not happening. But he still tries. So Deku doesn't care much for friends or like girlfriends. He only cares for like fighting and controlling his rage. Bakugo's just there, so I don't know. You just find someone to like fight, and all the girls I'm gonna just say like all the girls, bro, they try and get with him though, but he says no because like he's all about that fight and that power. But he can get the push. Like okay, nah, I need to stop. I need to stop. But oh man, I don't know where I'm going with this, but people gave him the name God of War, which Deku he liked it. Like if you're being called the God of War and your power is literally called Warrior Spirit, like bro, it's gonna make you feel good. But the teachers think it makes him more frightening, but Bakugo just still calls him Deku. And the day came when the teacher brought the papers and said everyone wanted to be a hero. So, of course, Bakugo did his rant, and Deku responded by saying, like, hey, yo, are you trying to challenge me to a fight? So, Bakugo, he took he took Deku out of the rant real quick, bro, and then he sat down. So the teacher said Deku and Bakugo were going to UA, and everyone already knew, like, yo, oh shoot, but that was a voice crack. I haven't had one in a bit, but all right, shoot, we'll just keep on going. So, no, shoot, man, I need some water. I don't have any, but I'll just deal with it. Where was that? Dang it. How you guys doing? I always forget to ask you guys in like the beginning. All right, but yeah, okay. Um, so everyone knew that of course they were going, and then they left. So Deku in this one he doesn't have a notebook about heroes because his memory replaces the notebook because Kratos he's smart. He don't need none of that like help stuff or stuff. I can't speak. So Deku just left and then took the shortcut home. And Deku already knew he was being followed or like something was nearby. So he got on guard and like yelled to like stop hiding like a coward. So the sludge monster came out and launched at Deku, but Deku like pulled out his blades because he knew it wouldn't kill him. Like, it's sludge, it won't kill him. So the blades just grew with fire, and Deku whipped around the chains and sliced through that boy, like just like the sludge just burning into like a quarter of its size. Like it's bro, he sliced through that boy, but he sliced through it like he was trying to get that last piece of cake. But okay, but oh man, I don't know. I need to take a break after this. That's what I need to do. I'm gonna take like yeah, but let's see. So then he put the rest of the sludge in a water bottle he had because water is good. You guys didn't have that water, but All Might came around the corner and was surprised to see Deku defeat the villain. And when Deku turns around, he sees All Might, and he walks to him, and gives him the bottle. So All Might, like Deku inside of his head, he's like, "Oh shoot, it's All Might," but he doesn't like express it. So All Might says like he's very skilled and like asks what his quirk is, but then he sees Deku's tattoo, and he realizes who he is. Because I'm gonna say like everyone in Deku's area, they know about him. Alright, but yeah, they know about him. And like seeing that his blades and his tattoos like they say like his blades and his tattoo they look like it's from a history book, but they don't know why. And yeah, I'm gonna say Kratos, yeah, but So they think he kind of reminds him of somebody inside of the history books, but All Might says how he was like curious about Deku and him being named the God of War. So Deku was surprised that All Might knew about him, and All Might said like a lot of pro heroes like know who he is, but Deku he didn't know what to think of that. So Deku just moves on and like explains his quirk and why everyone calls him like the God of War. And All Might says like, it's good to be acknowledged like already if he's going to be a hero, especially before he even goes to high school. So Deku agrees, and All Might asks Deku about his blades. So Deku pulls him out and says like the chains are attached to him. So All Might asks like if they do anything like other than slicing his opponents. So Deku just shows off the fire on his blades, and I'm gonna say at this point, like All Might forgets about his time limit, and he turns into Small Might because it has to happen eventually. So Deku helps All Might like sit down, and All Might thanks him and explains his injury. So Deku he just commends him for like still being a hero with an injury that could literally kill him. So then he says like how dumb All Might is after that. So All Might takes the hit, like ouch, but then he tells Deku that like he has to be a hero since he's the symbol of peace. So Deku just nods and says like he's gonna be the next symbol. All Might just looks up at Deku and like he sees it, but tells Deku like, yo, your personality needs to be worked on. So Deku he takes the hit and tells All Might he already has the strength and power. So All Might then mentions like how he heard a rumor saying that Deku is as strong as him. So Deku just looks at All Might with a straight face and just says like he is. So All Might laughs a bit and says like maybe it is true, but they'll have to test it. So Deku cracks like a smirk and asks like if they're like gonna fight. Like, not like a real life smirk, but an anime one, because real life smirks like some of those are ugly, bro. But okay, but let's see. So All Might he gets intimidated by Deku, like sudden interest, like, and replies with a yes, giving Deku like his number, because even though Deku is based off of Kratos, like he does still have a phone, like this is modern day. But he tells Deku like he'll message him later, and the next day All Might does text Deku saying like to go to Dagobah Beach. So Deku goes and he sees All Might in his Small Might form. So All Might tells Deku like before they do have their battle, like Deku needs to clean up the beach. So Deku just like pulls out his blades and destroys everything within 2 minutes. So he's just finished already. And Deku says like it's time to fight and gets in a fighting position with a grin on his face. So All Might just bubs up and gets ready to fight. And Deku says he's not using the blades because no, he wants to have like a real battle with his fist. Whew, heartburn. Alright, but they both charge at the same time, and Deku instantly, like as soon as they started fighting, like he felt rushed, and All Might realized that Deku was getting stronger and faster with each punch. So a minute later, the fight was over and Deku won, which surprised All Might, but he was like, okay, well this just makes it even better. So All Might turned into Small Might form and told Deku that he wants him to be his successor. So Deku agreed, seeing that it was All Might, but All Might then told Deku about One for All and how he wants to give it to Deku. Deku, in this one, he replies with no. He doesn't want it. And All Might looks at Deku and says like, what? Like, bro, what? And Deku just looks at All Might and says like, it's a pity power. Like, it's not, like, it's just pity. And All Might tells Deku like, it would make him stronger to the point he would be like in actual on par with the real God of War. And Deku just tells All Might like he doesn't want a quirk that would make him cheat his way to number one. And All Might like kind of agrees with it, but he still says like, "Hey, like I need to pass this on. Like there's like a great evil in this world that you need to that like I need to defeat, and I need somebody to take on the power." So Deku just says like, hey, like I know, but I'm gonna take him on with my own power. So All Might, he's like, dang, well, like what do I do? So Deku sees it, like All Might's expression, and like he tells All Might there is someone else who he can give it to. So All Might just calms down and asks who it is, and Deku mentions Bakugo's name. So I think I'm gonna leave it off of that. Just like kind of mentioning Bakugo's name of getting one for all. So yeah, I it's gonna pick up more later on, but just gonna have like a little backstory first and all that. But yeah, he already got the Blades of Chaos because why not? Uh, I don't know about the axe yet, like the Leviathan axe, because it wouldn't make sense right now. But yeah, uh, I think I'm trying to think if I should leave it. I think I am. So if you guys enjoyed it, let me know. If you guys didn't, let me know. And outro. Let's see. I forgot what it is. Oh yeah. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, don't be an Ida. And peace out.